I am going to tell you amazing information and shocking facts that will completely change your perspective about sea animals. You know, we often think we've got the ocean figured out, but beneath the waves, it's a literal world of extremes that totally defies logic. So, let's start it. The source material we're diving into today makes a really bold promise to deliver some truly wild facts about the ocean's most extreme creatures. And honestly, it absolutely delivers. We're going to look at biological marvels that push the absolute limits of what we think is even possible in nature.
So I highly recommend you watch this explainer completely, because the facts literally only get crazier as we go. We're taking a journey from the shallows right down to the deep, and by the end, you'll be looking at the ocean in a totally new way.
All right, Section 1, lethal toxicity and extreme speed.
First up on our list is the small, kind of comical-looking pufferfish. They might seem pretty cute, right? But this little guy carries a highly lethal biological defense mechanism known as tetrodotoxin. It's basically an invisible shield of poison that makes any predator seriously rethink their lunch plans.
Now you might be wondering, just how potent is this invisible toxin out in the wild? Like, are we talking about a mild stomachache for a shark or something way worse? Well, let's look at the actual data.
The gravity of this number is just mind-blowing. A single tiny pufferfish contains enough tetrodotoxin to kill 30 adult humans. 30! Think about that for a second. Nature has literally packed an astonishing amount of lethal power into one very small, unassuming package just to make sure this fish survives.
Okay, from invisible lethality, we're immediately shifting gears to pure, raw kinetic power with the Pacific Bluefin Tuna fish. Unlike the pufferfish with its chemical warfare, the bluefin tuna relies on absolute physical supremacy. This fish is basically a torpedo made of pure muscle, perfectly streamlined for the open ocean.
And their extreme capability is just staggering. This fish can reach high-speed chases up to 50 miles per hour. That's 80 kilometers per hour. Just imagine a fish swimming as fast as a car drives on a highway. The kind of energy, specialized muscles, and perfectly hydrodynamic body required to pull that off is honestly wild.
Moving on to Section 2, nature's most bizarre weapons.
The swordfish takes biological weaponry to the absolute extreme with its iconic spear-like bill. And they don't just have this thing for show. When you combine that bill with their own incredible speed, the swordfish effectively becomes a living, high-velocity projectile tearing through the water.
The crucial point here is their sheer destructive force. When a swordfish strikes, they can literally drive their bills right through 18 inches of solid timber. 18 inches! That is thicker than a telephone pole. It completely redefines our understanding of the physical forces these animals can generate and somehow withstand without completely destroying themselves.
Next up, we meet an animal appropriately nicknamed the unicorn of the sea, the narwhal. They're famous for that incredible protruding horn, right? Well, here is some amazing information for you. It's not actually a horn at all. It is a highly sensitive, elongated tooth that bristles with nerve endings. It acts like a giant sensory organ to help them read their ocean environment.
And the variation in scale here is massive. That sensitive tooth can be a minimum of 4 feet long and grow all the way up to a staggering 10 feet. Just imagine trying to swim around carrying a 10-foot hypersensitive tooth right on the front of your face. It's a remarkable evolutionary adaptation that is totally unique to the narwhal.
Finally, in our bizarre weapons category, we have the hammer of the sea, the hammerhead shark. For the longest time, people wondered, why exactly are their heads shaped this way? Well, the answer is that their unique hammer-shaped head is used specifically to help them find food. Spreading out their head like that allows for a much wider array of sensory organs, letting them basically sweep the ocean floor like a biological metal detector to sniff out hidden prey.
All right, Section 3, Masters of the Deep.
The beautiful white beluga whale might look super gentle and playful when you see them on the surface, but do not let that fool you. This whale possesses an extreme capability for diving down into the absolute pitch darkness of the ocean, right down to where temperatures plummet and the physical environment becomes incredibly hostile.
So we have to ask ourselves, just how far away from the surface can these incredible mammals plunge? Remember, we are talking about an animal that breathes air, just like us, yet it voluntarily swims down into environments with absolutely crushing hydrostatic pressure.
The answer? An awe-inspiring dive to depths of 2,300 feet.
At 2,300 feet down, there is virtually zero light, and the pressure would instantly crush a standard submarine, like a soda can. Yet the beluga whale's body has specifically adapted to compress and endure those insane forces just to hunt for their next meal.
Which brings us to Section 4, a new oceanic perspective.
So, to quickly summarize these shocking facts drawn straight from our source material, we've got a tiny pufferfish that contains enough tetrodotoxin to kill 30 adult humans. We have Pacific bluefin tuna fish that hit speeds up to 50 miles per hour or 80 kilometers per hour. Swordfish that can drive their bills through 18 inches of solid timber. Narwhals wielding a long, sensitive tooth that's a minimum of 4 feet and up to 10 feet long. Hammerhead sharks with a unique hammer-shaped head to help them find food. And beluga whales voluntarily diving to depths of 2,300 feet.
I want to leave you with this final thought today. After exploring this incredible source material together, which of these extreme facts changes your perspective about sea animals the most? Because let's face it, the ocean is vastly more complex, dangerous, and fascinating than it appears from the beach. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and definitely keep that curiosity alive.